for Discoveries with D. That's me. Today, a little bit of a different video. I wasn't going to film it, but it wasn't that hard to film actually in the end. This is a cookie I made for a friend. It's Boozy Oatmeal Raisin cookies. I use everything high fat, high sugar. It's for a friend. So that's why I put it on this channel. As I know, sometimes I just didn't feel like going over what the conversions would be. So we'll just put it here. I don't have to go over what the conversions would be. So yeah, there's butter, there's sugar, there's brandy. You could use bourbon. Again, you don't have to soak the raisins. I do say that. You don't have to soak them at all. You could use juice if you wanted to, but it adds a nice little flavor. He enjoyed them. So without further ado, if you are new here, welcome. If not, hit that subscribe button. Join us on this other channel, Discoveries with D, where we don't know what's going to come up on this channel. We just don't know. This is my don't care, have fun channel that I don't have to really think about. I just, if I'm on a whim, I want to make something weird. I want to go someplace weird. That's where it goes. So hit that subscribe button. Join us here. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big old thumbs up. I will have the recipe linked down below. I just Googled Boozy Oatmeal Raisin cookies, and this is what came up, and I had everything, and it worked. It was fantastic. And there was a lot of good reviews. A lot of people even said without the raisins or without the booze, they were still a fantastic cookie. And I could see that. Because I don't know if I've ever made a cookie quite like this. Maybe I did, I just don't remember. Where you have oats and flour and brown sugar and white sugar. I thought that was an interesting combination. But you could absolutely tailor this to what you have on hand. And you could add chips if you wanted. You could add nuts if you wanted. Why not? You know. That's how I roll. So without further ado, I said that already. Let's roll that cookie footage. Enjoy. Let's get started on these Boozy oatmeal cookies. Oatmeal raisin cookies to be exact. I was looking for a recipe that had some booze in there, and I found it, and I will have her recipe linked in the description box below. You can check it out. I don't think I'm veering much off of this because this is really not for me. I don't love oatmeal cookies. They're okay. It's not something I would gravitate towards. So these are for the family and for friends. So I thought I would show you in case you're interested in making some kind of different oatmeal cookie. So basic ingredients: flour, oats. You need brandy or bourbon. I'm using brandy, but you could use bourbon if that's all you have. Butter, brown sugar, white sugar, vanilla and cinnamon, eggs. It's very basic. So did I say oats? Oats. And they say make sure you use rolled and not quick. So, all right, let's see how easy this comes together. In my mixer fitted with the paddle attachment, I have my granular sugar and my white sugar and my 2 sticks of butter. And we will cream that for about 2 to 3 minutes till it's nice, light, and fluffy. We need 3/4 cup of brandy. I'm just using this one. Heat it in the microwave for about a minute, and then put your raisins in there while it's warm to soak and plump. So that will be doing that while we get all this together, and you let it soak, like I said, easily 10 minutes, and they are already swelling up beautifully. They will enhance the flavor of your cookie. At least that's the whole idea, I guess, behind this cookie, is some brandy soaked raisins. In a separate bowl, I combined the flour, the oats, the baking soda, and the cinnamon. It didn't call for salt. I did put a dash. It's a cookie. I think it needs salt. So it says to shut off your mixer, add this in, and then put it on low to combine well. So that's what we're going to do. We have our cookie dough. We drain our raisins. We don't put them in with the liquid, but I will tell you, it did absorb some of it because it's not quite as much as I had originally. So you're going to have some, now like I said, if you don't like booze, you don't have to soak your raisins in booze, but that's what I was going for. So everything is mixed. Did I ever show you that? You have to add our raisins in by hand. Now, you need to get your Wheaties for this because this is a stiff dough. And after we mix the raisins She says let it sit for about a half an hour in the fridge. So maybe it gets them a little bit, the butter gets a little bit solidified, so it helps make it a little bit more stiffer. I don't know. I just follow what she says because I've heard really good things about this recipe. So let's bring it down. There are raisins. Now you bet. Oh, I can smell the booze. Woo! I can smell the booze. So would I serve these to kids? Maybe not. I don't know. I mean, they're going to be baked, so it's going to be baked out of it. Would be my guesstimation. But you know what? We're adults here. Don't give these to kids. You know, I wouldn't do it. Nah, they don't need it. Half the time they don't like oatmeal raisin anyway. Like I said, you could leave the booze out and just soak the raisins in warm water. Or maybe like an apple juice or a grape juice to give it some kind of a flavor, because brandy is nothing more, I believe, than fermented grapes. But I don't know for sure. I'm not an expert. Let me get this all combined. We want to make sure that every cookie gets some raisins in it. It is stiff. You need to, and you don't want to overwork it because, again, the flour, you don't want to overwork. You can, I've been told this by many people, and I know it. You can overmix stuff that has flour in it, and then it becomes not as fluffy and light as it could be. Just so it's combined, and these are perfectly combined to me. Shall we put a little bit of Boozy liquid in there? I don't know. How about just one little? That's all. Because, you know, I roll around here, a teaspoon of booze. Plus, you don't want to bust your raisins either because they're nice and plump. So that's good. I'm going to put this in the fridge. And for half an hour, like you said, then we'll come back and we will scoop and bake these. Okay, all done. And make sure you cover it because sometimes you don't want your cookie tasting like your fridge. Right? So cover up your batter, people. Actually, I have a cover I got at Target. I'll use that. At the Target dollar spot, they had bowl covers. You know what? You don't think you need something, and then you're like, oh my gosh. I keep the extra one on top of my KitchenAid because I keep my KitchenAid on the counter. I keep it on there all the time, so this way it's less dusty because I don't bake a lot. And this is my mother's. It's the KitchenAid Professional version. It's a workhorse. It's so solid and heavy. I love it. I do. I absolutely love it. I made her pick it out when she got it because I knew I was going to get it someday. And one thing about KitchenAids, they've been the same style for years, and the attachments fit around that hub in the front. Those are worth an investment. I mean, if you want to make pasta, get the pasta attachment. You want to make pureed stuff, get the puree attachment. I have a zoodle attachment, and I make my own zoodles. It's a workhorse. The whole zoodle attachment's metal. It's really well constructed. Yes, you're going to pay a lot, you know, more than you get in that little plastic zoodler, but I'm telling you, it'll last forever. And it's, like I said, it's made of metal, steel. It's indestructible. It'll be around. I'll be dead and buried for years, and it'll still be working. All right, we're going to put this in the fridge, and when we come back, we're going to scoop and bake our Boozy cookies. Don't tell the kids. Oven is preheated to 350. I just sprayed a well-loved pan. Didn't say to use parchment, so I'm not going to. Cookie scoop and our dough. I'm just going to scoop them on, like probably 3 across. Hopefully get like a dozen on here. You can make them bigger, you can make them smaller, you can make them any size you want, but that does affect the cooking time. So just note that. So let's get these scooping. All right, the cookie scoop's not working. I don't know if the raisins we're making get caught. I don't know. So we're just going to the old-fashioned way. Teaspoon. A heaping teaspoon. So just, again, you all know how to do cookies. I don't think we need to have a lesson on this. Like I said, remember the size of your cookie determines how long these will bake. And try to make them all the same size. Like that one's a little bit too small. So they all cook at the same time. I'm just going to put, I think, maybe 6 or 8 on here. Because I don't know if these are going to spread or not. I've never made these before. But usually cookies with butter always, in my opinion, tend to spread. So do that. And then I'll put them in. I'm going to do 8. I'm going to do 8 to 10 minutes. I'll keep my eye on these since these are a new cookie for me. I don't want to underbake them. I don't want to overbake them. Well, I don't mind underbaking because I can always, I know, I'm rattling. I know, I'm rattling. All right, let's get these in the oven. Then we'll scoop out another tray. Actually, I want to do 2 trays at a time. So I'm going to have this one sit. And then put 2 in at a time. Okay. You guys get the gist. Possibly they're a little too close together. But I have to cool on the rack for 10 minutes. And then we take them and put them on a wire rack for the cool completely. But yeah, look interesting. They spread a little bit more than I would have liked, but I'm not used to baking with real butter. Most times I don't bake with real butter, I'm going to be honest. So that could be for me, that's just a error on my part, but y'all know how to make cookies, I think. All right, here's our cookie. Now just keep your eye on it because, yeah, I'm not used to baking with butter. This is what happens, and they spread. So a few of them were like Siamese twins, but it's all fine. I mean, you know, you can see it right here. I'm not worried about that. A little darker than I like, but that's my fault. Okay. Now with butter, I know that they're not going to be crispy. So let's see. Do I taste the booze? I don't know. I don't know it's booze, let's put it that way. I think it has a good taste. It's a really good cookie. Even dark, it's a great cookie. Like I said, if you don't like raisins, you leave the raisins out. Leave the booze out. You could actually soak them in apple cider or apple juice or grape juice if you warm it up. You soak them so we get a little extra flavor. So, but you don't have to soak them at all, but they're very, very good. So good recipe. I will have it linked in the description box below. It's not my recipe. I Googled it. I hope you enjoyed that cookie. They were fantastic. They were really good. I put too many on the tray. Not my first rodeo, or I did anyway. But you know what? It was fine. They still looked great. And I thought they were overbaked, but I don't really think that they were. I think they were really perfect, quite honestly. I kind of worried because I always err on the side of a lighter cookie than a darker cookie. My mother was a total opposite. She was always, that's probably why, because she was always darker than lighter. But they were really good. But definitely watch them. They were fantastic. And like I said, you can make them smaller if you wanted to make them smaller, or larger if you want to make them larger. Just adjust the cooking time. So, like I said, her recipe will be linked in the description box below. If I remember to do it. If I don't, let me know. But I'm pretty sure I should remember. And you have a great rest of your day. If you enjoyed this video, make a great addition to your Christmas cookies, that's for sure. Wanted Boozy and I got Boozy. So I will discover with you something another day. Thanks for watching.